It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. In a few moments, we'll be sending you out to Philadelphia as the 76ers go up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And for Oklahoma City, they went 2-0 against this team last season, looking to continue that string of victories tonight. And tonight it's a race of thoroughbreds, two clubs that can go end to end in a flash. What is it that makes these teams so good in transition?
THTA. TDI.
And what does that mean?
They have athletes to do it. Athletes to do it.
I knew what that meant.
That's it. Good ball handlers and good finishes, man. THT, HTDI.
Not only that, they spend a lot of time perfecting it. The moment they get the ball, TLTP, they look to push.
WSIDTKH we send it down to Kevin Harlan for the call.
It's the home of the 76ers here in Philadelphia as 2K Sports brings you today's action live from the Wells Fargo Center. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side are analysts Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. From the sideline, we'll have the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. We'll be hearing from him in just a bit. The 76ers hoping for a happy ending to close out their homestand before hitting the road. They've been picking up some steam, and if they can play this well all season, they'll be in excellent shape.
Just a lot of positive momentum with this young team. Kevin, you can just see the confidence almost oozing out of these guys, and that's always important for a young team. Get some wins, build some confidence, and typically that can perpetuate itself into success.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Paul George is out there with Anthony, and it's Adams in at the 5 spot. Now, here's George. Yep, that one goes in there. George has got the first points on the scoreboard for the Thunder. Outdoors should be quite a battle tonight. Two terrific front courts. What do you expect to see?
Well, I'm really curious to see the level of physicality on the interior in the painted area, each side trying to impose its will upon the other. Who does the better job invading the space and contesting shots? Just don't invade my space over here, Mr. Harlan. Keep to your side of the table, will you?
I wouldn't think of it. I would not think of it. Shot clock at 5. Embiid against George. And Embiid gets it to go.
Oh, easy putback. No one got a body on it.
Boy, I'll tell you, Greg, that's just inexcusable. All they had to do was box him out. You learn a lesson the hard way in that instance.
Now, here's George. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Portland.
And he was aggressive in how he played on the defensive side of the floor, notching 3 steals on the game.
And then Simmons slams it in.
You can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. His confidence just soars when he slams it down like that.
And that replay is sponsored by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment, giving us an excellent perspective on the play. Here's Westbrook. He's coming off a 25-point game against Portland.
And guys, remember, remarkable passing the ball as well. He racked up a number of good assists.
Embiid dishes to Bayless. Now the pass to Covington. He kicks to Embiid. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Embiid's got his second bucket of the night.
That's as good as it gets right there. Beautiful reverse layup in traffic.
And so the first quarter is in the books. 76ers lead by 4. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. And Russell Westbrook, a guy who has faced some criticism, also a guy who is extremely critical of himself.
It's tough, and I'm still learning every night to be able to come out, to know when to score, to know when to pass, to know when to be aggressive, to know when to slow down. It can be tough at times because I want to do so well, and I want my teammates to do so well, and I want to win so bad.
Well, you have to love the competitive attitude, the desire to be great, not just for himself, but for his teammates, too.
And the emphasis on winning. That's why so many people in the league feel that it's just a matter of time before Westbrook puts those finishing touches on his game.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And, guys, what's your take on the 76ers so far?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
You love that they're making the offense work, right? Making every single thing they try to do hard.
T.J. McConnell is out there with Stauskas. Then there's Anderson. Then it's Johnson. And it's Saric in at the 4. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
One shot.
And for all his wild adventure shooting from the field, Anderson fairly consistent from the free throw line.
And for the Sixers, a lot of missed rookie seasons over the years. First Nerlens Noel, then Joel Embiid, now Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but in many cases, I think they drafted them knowing they might be out of commission for a while. Still, I think the Philly fans probably hope not to hear the phrase foot fracture for a long time. Hopefully, they can keep everybody healthy and get this thing moving forward.
And good that time. Anderson's got the lead back up to 7 now for the 76ers.
Now, Kevin, that's about the length and determination of Justin Anderson. It really makes him a handful to cover in the painted area.
Another miss by Westbrook.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And Saric kicks to Anderson. Johnson the screen. Shot off the pick. And it's good off the glass. Anderson's got 7 now in this quarter.
You know, rough start for him, but he seems to have turned the corner here in the second period.
Patterson, the screen. Johnson against Westbrook. Pass to Adams. From the wing, Adams controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Listen, we know Steven Adams is one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA. You've got to have great awareness about him on the glass.
Boy, that's the type of shot they'd like to get on every single possession.
Westbrook with it. Takes a big high bounce and goes in.
Well, this has become his bread and butter. The mid-range game has been good to Russell Westbrook.
And so it's Philadelphia heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
That we played. And I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. It's what we've been talking about. And I thought our defense, for the most part, was excellent.
A good start. We'll see how they finish. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal. And this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. Checking out the 76ers. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the 76ers?
You know what, Ernie? I got to stand up on this one. I salute to their bench. Man, once the starters came out, man, the others just came to life. You got to love seeing that kind of contribution come from the others. Man, they look beautiful tonight.
And over to Kenny. Your thoughts on the Thunder?
Too much of their offense was perimeter-based. To be successful in this league, you have to score in the paint. Now, that doesn't mean you have to run your offense through the low post, but you got to send guys to the baskets on pick and rolls, dribble drives, whatever, to create high percentage opportunities you can win with.
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
Welcome back, everyone, to Philadelphia. There's City Hall, an amazing building. Such a great part of this historic American city. And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. You know, Doris, when it comes to leadership, there are so many different ways to do it, different ways of leading. Among the players who are some of the more vocal leaders out there, who do you have circled?
You know, I think leadership sometimes, Kevin, requires that you make your teammates uncomfortable, and that's not always easy to do. So the two guys that come to mind for me are both Chris Paul and LeBron James. One, they're going to hold themselves to an incredibly high standard. And unless you're willing to do that, it's hard to bring everybody with you. So in terms of leadership, the guys I like watching the most right now in the current NBA are both Chris Paul and LeBron James.
Great examples. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So for Oklahoma City right now, Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Steven Adams is out there with Anthony, and it's George in at the 3 slot. And for Joel Embiid, some real tough times to start his NBA career. Greg sidelined, as we know, for the first 2 seasons with injuries. And just when he got going in season 3, he was dealt a knee injury.
Yeah, it has not been easy. And remember, Joel Embiid is so competitive. You know, he came to the game late, but fell for it hard. And this is what he lives for, to be out on the court helping his team compete.
With the tip, and it's Adams on the follow. Adams has got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Thunder.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well done. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. For Philadelphia, they have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. Here's what Philadelphia is going with right now. Sharch checked in for Robert Covington. And Luwawu subbed in for J.J. Redick. And then for Oklahoma City, Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Jeremy Grant comes in for George. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook.
And the Australian Simmons, a star in the making, folks. Thanks really in part to that tremendous skill set to go along with that gigantic frame.
Now here's Felton. We've got 13 seconds left in the third. Shot clock at 6. Here's Anthony, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
You know, you'd be hard-pressed to find many players in the league that are as strong in the mid-range as Melo.
And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That's his first foul. And so it's Philadelphia with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've played the better game so far, but their work is far from over. We've got more in store for you right after this. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
We know the right way and the wrong way to play, okay? The ball needs to hop right now. That's when we're at our best. We need to start playing together right now, because when we get to the rim and move it, we're getting anything we want.
Emphasizing the unselfish play, Billy D knows that's when they perform their best.
Yeah, I mean, no question, when this team's sharing the basketball and everyone's playing for each other, they are a much tougher out.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter, and if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Dario Saric is out there with Joel Embiid. Then it's Jared Bayless. Then it's Simmons. And it's Luwawu in at the 2 spot. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Embiid, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Abrinas gets it to go from beyond the arc.
That's a huge three-pointer. He'd love to become a go-to guy for them here in crunch time.
Yeah, and when he gets going, he adds another dimension to their offense that can make a huge difference when the game's on the line.
Here's Luwawu. Kicks it to Saric. Over Anthony. Saric, that's good. And the 76ers lead by 3.
And a lot of scoring here late, but there hasn't been any defense to speak of.
Yeah, this game has not exactly been a coach's delight. Both teams run ragged at the defensive end.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 3. 1:04 left here in the fourth quarter. Some changes here for the 76ers. Robert Covington comes in for Simmons, and J.J. Redick is subbed in for Luwawu Cabarrot. And then for Oklahoma City, Steven Adams, he's checked in for Patterson. Paul George comes in for Grant, and Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Raymond Felton. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Billy Donovan talking to his team. And even though they're down, he was confident. He said, look, guys, I've got all the confidence in the world in you. We've been down this road before. You know what we need to do. Kevin, let's see if they can overcome this deficit.
Count it, and the 76ers lead has been cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Adams. You can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possession.
Inside, there's Embiid, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
And it's still within reach.
Maybe, but they've got to score every time they touch the ball.
Westbrook passes to Carmelo. Sinks it. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
And this atmosphere is bananas.
No doubt. You love seeing him knock down the clutch basket.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
And so they foul intentionally. He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
Boy, it doesn't get much bigger than that. A perfect trip to the line to give them the critical 3-point cushion. What poise.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. They trail by 3. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And right now, you can go for the 2 and then a quick foul, or go for the home run.
Well, you've got to be smart regardless of what you choose to do. You shouldn't just heave the 3 if it's not there. Let's see what happens.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Jared Bayless.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
Here's Roberson. Count it! Oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
Well, just the ability to have the kind of vision that Paul George has, exceptional at getting his teammates the basketball.
Timeout called the 76ers. Philadelphia has possession. Reddick dishes to Covington. Here's Embiid. Gets the game winner to fall.
And he wins it at the buzzer.
Oh, an astonishing way to end this game. Some serious last-second heroics.
So it's Philadelphia taking the W in a close one here. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
I mean, these are those games that feel so great to win, and really, it's like a knife in the gut to lose. You gotta love being on edge of your seat and just wondering what's gonna happen. How is this thing gonna play out?
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.